Hello, this is Anime Vision, and welcome to What If Deku was a... had chakra part. I believe this is part... Shoot, I don't know why I've forgotten this, but... Woohoo. But anyway, let's see, okay, last where I left off, Deku had had gotten first place in the, what was it, the, quirk assessment test. And he had just beaten up not Bakugo, he just beaten up Hisashi and Tsukiji. So, I'm gonna start off right after that. Wait, a little bit after that. So, it's the end of the school day and Deku's going home, trying to avoid Tsukiji and Hisashi, because he knows that they're probably gonna try and harass him along with Bakugo. So, Deku's just, so he's just walking, and he gets home, much later than Hisashi, because he didn't want to, and Hisashi and Tsukiji, because he didn't want to get home. This is when, whenever he walks inside, there's Inko, and all of a sudden, Hisashi and Tsukiji. And Inko looks incredibly mad. Hisashi and Tsukiji look like they're completely beat up. Way worse than what they did before school. After school. And she just looked at Deku and said, well, why'd you do this to them? Like, pretty much saying that. And she said, well, basically, she said, you have no right to beat your siblings like this. I knew you were horrible from the moment. Oh, you're a horrible person from the moment that I first saw you. And Deku, this is the first time, Inko had always been mean to him, but not actively had said this. And then, she pretty much said, after school, he has to come right home, and he has to go, and he has to go straight up to the attic. In fact, she already had Hisashi and Tsukiji. No, actually, she said he had to move everything from out of the attic. Everything. And the only stuff in the attic that Deku had to even use. Hisashi and Tsukiji both have phones. Deku does not. Pretty much the only possessions Deku has is clothes, which he's allowed to keep up there. It's one of the only things. And there was an old game system, there's an old handheld game system up there, like an old Game Boy. But the only game with it was a very old, it was like the first Pokemon game, I guess. I don't know. Just whatever. And hey, where did my other dog go? Okay, there he is. Getting sick of my dog eating dirt. Fun. So Deku is sent upstairs immediately. He started packing some stuff up. But instead, he just had some shadow clones. He just had some shadow clones up there doing the work. And this is when he started. And this is when he actually actively started training. He decided he was going to go out, and he still had those jobs. He had 2 jobs. He decided to go up and sign up for more. Signed up for a whole bunch of them and started having shadow clones do it. Trying to work up a whole bunch of money. Then he had some shadow clones. Like pretty much he's trying to do it twice did. But the shadow clones can't go up against, well, can't go against him. And then he started, and when he had some shadow clones work, and he went out to go train, along with some other shadow clones he made, because Kurama told him the secret to the shadow clone already. I know the true purpose of the shadow clone. So he started doing this. Now, the next day at school, he's got, the week after, he was told that he gets to, well, he was told that he would get to, he was told that he got 5 other jobs, so he's working 7, and he was told that he could, he's gonna start working them next week. And so Deku, he's already kinda drained of energy. Because he used a lot of shadow clones that day. And already a lot of work. And already did a lot of work that day. But now it's the next day of school. And Deku, he walked in and he looked over at Hisashi, and he took a different route than Hisashi and Tsukiji, and he woke up earlier than them, because he had Kurama wake him up. What was that? Weird. But anyway, so Deku, well, he got to school, and he saw Tsukiji and Hisashi completely just beaten up, even worse than what it was the day before. And they looked like they had a whole bunch of, and they had bruises on them, some burn marks. And this is when everyone started asking what happened to him. And all of them, Tsukiji and, I'm gonna say they even wrote Bakugo into it. They just looked at Deku and said, we made him mad. And they looked, and the whole entire class looked over at Deku, thinking he was just some kind of monster, a villain. And Deku, he's mad right now. Very mad. He's turned some of the only people he knew. Then Uraka said, how, they attacked him yesterday, so what if, saying that he was corkless yesterday, so why should we believe them, because they attacked him yesterday? And everyone's like, oh, yeah, why should we believe you that it actually happened? That you're just faking those injuries. Why shouldn't we believe that? And this is when, Aizawa walked in and told Hisashi and Bakugo and Tsukiji to go get healed by her recovery girl. So they started walking away, kind of grumpy. It didn't work out as planned. Right before they left, they heard Ida saying, "Wait, didn't Deku beat them up?" Well, And the entire class was like, yeah. But there's 2 people in that class. And like, there was one person in the class that didn't believe this. It was Uraka. But they all kind of started believing that, yeah, Deku beat them all up. Because he knows where they all live, since 2 of them are siblings. So all of them started looking at Deku like a monster. So halfway through the school day, Deku was called into the principal's office. And he was told, Nezu told him to sit down, and he looked kind of disappointed and said that he just said, Mr. Midoriya, we do not condone violence outside of hero training. You had badly beaten up your own siblings and one of your classmates. If something like this happens again, we will have no choice but to expel you. And Deku, he was just mad. His eyes turned red, but instead of having the Tomu in him, he was just at the pinnacle of rage. They did have the Tomu in him. He was just incredibly mad. And this is when his eyes, like some red chakra that even Nezu could see. Well, Nezu, I'm gonna say everyone can see the red chakra, but red chakra kind of swirled around Deku. And Deku kind of was wondering, like, he is mad, but why is so much chakra swirling around him? And, like, his seal is active, like, it's kind of glowing. But all this chakra and rage had awakened Deku's eternal Mangekyo, because I'm going straight towards that. I'm not gonna give him Flying Raijin, because I'm gonna give him the Kamui and the Amaterasu, just because I can. That's gonna be a Sharingan abilities, and all the other ones come with it. But anyway, Nezu kind of looked in horror, as Deku had fangs, and his eyes were, I'm gonna say they looked like Sasuke's Eternal Mangekyo, but not only that, they had slits in them because of the Naito Chakra. And Nezu was like, why are you using your quirk in here? Do you want to be expelled? And immediately all the chakra started swirling around, and he said, sorry, it just happens like that whenever I get mad. And he was kind of questioning what happened. And that's when Kurama said, "Hi, a lot like my old user. Looks like you have a not so nice side either." Dick was about to question this when Nezu just said to leave. So now it's heroes versus villains. And then Nezu really wanted to see how powerful Deku really was. So he heard what All Might was going to do. But instead, this time, he decided he really wanted to see, because Deku got very mad. It was kind of weird. In order to prove his innocence, he decided to see how strong Deku really is, and if he could really do it to all 3 of them at once. So it was Bakugo, Tsukiji, and Hisashi on a team versus just Deku. Some of the classmates were in uproar about this because they said it's not a fair fight. 3 versus 1. And Deku said, "Oh, just don't worry. There's only one person down. I'm only one team down." And Kurama said, "I'm not helping you with this." They kind of looked down and said, "Never mind, only one." Everyone was kind of confused at this, but decided, hey. So the battle began, and Nezu was watching this. And Deku made some shadow clones, and his eyes went back to the... Okie dokie, so, now, video, Deku, he was, he activated his Mangekyo Sharingan. He doesn't really know how, since he only awakened it that day, he doesn't really know what abilities he really had. But he just knew that it helped him see better. So he thought, that's good enough. So, it was Hisashi versus... it was all of them versus Deku. And Deku immediately made some shadow clones, but he was still kind of worn out from the day before. He spawned a whole lot of shadow clones. Like, as much as Naruto could make. And, as much as Deku can make. The day before. And it exhausted his chakra. Plus, they were all using a whole bunch of different jutsus, and some were working, others were training. So Deku... He immediately... He wanted to get by where the bomb is. And he was using his he is sensory type. Well, he's a sensory type. He can sense, people's life signs, I guess. I don't know. So he can use he's using his sensory abilities, and he sees where the bomb is. Well, he sees where Hisashi and Tsukiji are. So he thinks that's where bomb is, and Bakugo is running up right almost about the corner. So he thought of a way how he could quickly get out of this. And that's when pretty sure I just lost a fight to my dog at a basketball. Let's see. So he was right by the bomb, and Hisashi and Tsukiji immediately told Bakugo he's over by the bomb now. He was right about to touch it when Tsukiji immediately pulled him forward towards her. Deku charged up. Deku used chakra to. He just punched Tsukiji as hard as he could, sending her into a wall. He then used shadow clones to start taking on them all. But since they're just shadow clones, they're not going to be able to do much. And also, Deku's tired. So, Tsukiji and, now Bakugo's there as well. Tsukiji and Hisashi and Bakugo were all just blasting through them every time they got near the bomb. And just the thought of Deku losing just made him mad, because he didn't want to lose to them again. this is when red chakra starts swirling up around him, going into the tailed cloak. And Deku and some other clones started having that red cloak too, and those started actually hurting them, and they just saw the slits in Deku's eyes, and he's acting more and more like a wild animal until he got to the one tail, and that's when Deku lost complete control, and he just knocked them all out and grabbed the bomb and just tore the bomb with his bare hands. And that's where I'm going to leave this video off for now.